We should be live. I had a little bit of trouble with my microphone in the previous live stream. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. Of course, we should be live. Had a little bit of trouble with my... Yeah, okay, sound is better. Hi, welcome. My name's Jonathan. As you probably know, you subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, well then you've just clicked on it. I don't know why. But anyway, right, I'll use it to my advantage. I have written a book, another book, and this time it is called A Case Against Estimates, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So, yeah, it took me 2 months to write. Let me share my screen. So it's self-published, so hence this video. It's my responsibility to not only write the book, edit the book, do the cover of the book, but I've also got to promote the book. So this is part of this journey. So Lean Pub, it's self-published on there, and you're looking at it right now. This is the book. You can see it has a minimum and suggested price, which is a fantastic feature. I commend Lean Pub for this feature. It's absolutely brilliant. So you can give me a lot of money so I can eat more, or very little money so I can eat less. And it's all up to you. You can decide how you want to play that game. Okay? Play the game? What am I saying? You can decide how much you can afford and whether that book is worth that fund. And just keep in mind, you can also refund and get the money back. So that's an interesting feature as well. I don't like that so much, but of course I wouldn't. Right, let me take you through the book. I'm going to take you through what is in the book. So yeah, think of this as a little insider, so you can see what you would be getting. And I have to talk about estimates and why I wrote the book. So the first thing is, I think estimates are bad, right? So I don't think we should be estimating, and I have a certain opinion about that. And I thought, okay, that's a nice opinion, but what's backing that up, right? Project managers and other people all stand by doing estimation. It's used for resource allocation. It's used for planning. Surely we need to plan. And I went through finding evidence of the before and the after sort of thing, the case for and the case against. And in the end, I concluded that I'm going to do the case against because there's just too much overwhelming evidence in my opinion. So here is the table of contents. We start with why do we estimate? Why are estimates correct? Why are estimates wrong? Why did I say it that way? Why do we estimate? Why do we estimate? Why are estimates correct? I don't know. You tell me what the best way to describe or to say that word. But we start off, why do we estimate? Just painting this picture about, top-down professionalism, accountability, and so on. This is why we do it. Right? We think we are being professional. We think and we have an appeal to authority and an appeal to professionalism. You're a professional. You must be able to estimate this. Is that true? Can you really? And in what kind of scenarios is that true or not so true, right? So I go through that in the book. Why are estimates correct? Why are estimates wrong? And I take you through things like falsehoods and luck. Sometimes it's just luck. Sometimes we pad. We say something will take 3 weeks, but it could be a week or so longer. Well, we've just padded it by 33%. So therefore, yeah, we make it and we think that we are good at estimations. We might make it fit. And this is a form of anchoring bias, right? We might say, I don't believe it'll take longer than 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks. And then you find, well, actually, it's taking a little bit longer. Or it potentially would take longer, and then you start cutting a corner or changing the way you would do something, and you make it fit. And that is something I've observed in lots of teams. So we then go through some topics that I don't really cover in all that much detail, but I do try and mention. And then the important bit is I try and unpack some alternatives. What kinds of things can we do besides estimation, right? And that's the book in a nutshell. There's the table of contents. It is 9,000 to 10,000 words thereabouts. It's a novella. Tried to write it as succinct as I could, just keeping in some factual stuff and a few light anecdotes, get to the core of it. But maybe the next edition I'll pad it with some real world examples and get some project manager opinions. Who knows? It all depends on whether I can become a self-published author. Is that possible? I don't know. When you have a publisher, they do the hard legwork for you. They do the editing, they give you advice, you then do revisions and make those changes, and then they get it out there and they put it in stores and make lots of printed editions and stuff like that. When you're doing it self-published, you're just on your own. You have to come up with the idea, write it, rewrite it, edit it, change it, edit it. Have I done that enough? Is it okay now? You don't really know. Maybe get some feedback from some people. Some people don't know how to give good feedback. Some feedback you have to take on the chin. Other feedback is very difficult to swallow. But you're sort of not sure. When you go to a proper publisher, they kind of say, look, we don't think that's right. And then you take their word for it and you do it. So you have kind of a sort of a blanket to fall in, right? When you're doing it yourself, there's absolutely nothing from stopping you from saying this is the best thing on earth or this is the worst thing ever. And it's a very difficult swing. But yeah, the judge will be you, the reader, and hope you enjoy it. Leave me a comment if you buy it. Leave me a comment on if you enjoyed it or if you have anything negative or some feedback to present me with. That would be great as well. Anything would be helpful. So that was a case against estimates. And next time I'll take you through another book because sneakily I actually have another one. And there it is on the home page of LeanPub. That's very nice to see. The Software Developer's Handbook. I'll do another one of these on that book for another time. Thank you for watching. Bye.